A lot of people come to parasites.org for testing because they can't get their doctor to give them a parasite test. Now, why would that be? After all, doctors are here to help us. I'm going to give you my best guesses from the doctor's perspective as to why they might not give you a parasite test. And I've even spoken with the doctor or two, and I'm also going to show you how to overcome some of those objections or to just avoid the objection in the first place from your doctor. I think there's exactly 5 scenarios where people are making mistakes and their doctor can't justify giving them a parasite test. I'd say the number one is probably emotional asking from the patient. Next, we have something like an unfocused complaint. After that, we have something like weak justification. We also have kind of poor prioritization. There could be a bigger issue at hand that needs to be addressed first. And then last could just be lack of direct experience or emphasis in their training. You know, it's just not a big deal in their experience as a doctor, and there's a lot of validity to that. Reason number 1, emotional asking. So an example of this would be, hey, I need a parasite test right now. I looked up on the internet, I got the symptoms, I need that parasite test. And maybe that's a little bit of a parody, maybe I'm going a little too hard on that imitation, but maybe from the doctor's perspective, that's how it sounds, right? When I ask for parasite testing from my doctor, I'm going to ask in a humble, calm, and rational way. Here's an exact example. Hey, I know this is a little bit strange of a request, and I don't mean to be, Googling my symptoms. I know that's not a good idea always, but would it be crazy if we just kind of got a little test for parasites? I just wonder if it doesn't make sense to rule that out. What do you think, doc? And you're not saying, what do you think, doc? So you're tricking them into getting you the parasite test. No, you have to listen, and you have to bring that intention of, hey, I'm going to present it in a rational, calm way, this new idea of getting a parasite test. And then I'm going to listen very carefully what the doctor has to say. I'm going to take seriously what they say. If you go in there like trying to trick them, they're going to smell that. So you got to just present it calmly, rationally, and then accept what they say. Another one would be unfocused complaints. You go into a doctor, you talk about, oh, I have this heart thing, or I have this shoulder thing. And then, oh, by the way, can you also test me for parasites? So because of the lack of focus of the appointment, it might be kind of hard to justify a parasite test because you came in for a shoulder and now you're asking for a parasite test. So I'm going to read from the paper here because I don't want to misquote Dr. Christine Traxler because she pointed out this reason that I totally missed. Often, if a person comes in and only comes in for parasite symptoms, their chances of getting a test are greater. Things that are tacked on to other visits with an, oh, by the way, are less likely to get addressed. In other words, it helps to come in with that complaint alone. The point is that the doctor can justify the test more if they have nothing else to say the visit was about. There you go, straight from Dr. Christine Traxler. I really appreciate her input and helping me with a blind spot that I totally missed. Another classic reason why a doctor might refuse to give you a parasite test or think it's a bad idea is because there's just weak justification. Just be careful of over-Googling symptoms. There's a wide range of symptoms that you can connect to parasites, but that doesn't mean that every single one of those is a parasite 100% of the time. Now, if you want to go at it from a different angle, you can sort of say, hey doc, we did these tests and these were connected to XYZ symptom, and those all came back clean. I wonder if you think about parasites. I know that's a weird thing to say, but maybe there's a couple symptoms that kind of connect, like skin eruption air or this kind of bloating I have. I mean, what do you think of that? Do you think we could justify a test for that? So again, be gentle, be nice. Don't tell anyone how to do their job, even a doctor. Nobody likes to be told what to do. So just be cool, be calm, be respectful, and most of all, just listen. Listen respectfully and take their input seriously. A really good reason for a doctor to refuse a parasite test is prioritization. Sometimes there are just bigger fish to fry. If someone's bleeding, that's a really, really serious thing, especially, deep in their GI tract if they have some bleeding. And while parasites may be a factor somewhere in that health scenario, hey, we got to sort out that bleeding. Once we sort out that bleeding, we can move on to other stuff. But if there's unknown bleeding somewhere, that's going to take priority. So in similar ways, you may be chatting with your doc and they might say, hey man, your cholesterol, your blood pressure, they're going crazy. You're way at risk for, heart attacks or something bad like that. So it may be a scenario where other things need to be prioritized first. The last reason why a doctor may refuse a test could be that the doctor just doesn't have much direct experience with it. Maybe it wasn't emphasized in medical school. Maybe they haven't had a patient who had the obvious classic signs of a parasite situation. Or maybe they've done testing in the past and it always comes back negative, 80 out of 80 tests or something like that. In that sort of scenario, that one, you got to kind of work with the doctor and be really delicate about that. Or maybe you got to even work with a different doctor. And hey, worst case scenario, let's say you're not able to work through any of these 5 scenarios or combination of scenarios with your doctor. Worst case, you can test with us. We have solid testing available. I hope this video can save you some money. You're able to go back and chat with your doc and kind of sort it out. If any MDs are watching, I would love for you to chime in, help us understand where you're coming from when you're, not able to justify or refusing these tests to people. I'd love to hear your perspective, and please educate me. Or if you have any success stories after you watch this video, please share it in the comments. All right, so in conclusion, if you're gonna ask your doctor for some parasite testing, be really respectful, be calm, and be rational. Don't try and tell your doctor what to do. Honestly ask in an earnest way, and see what they say back, and try and understand where they're coming from. And when you listen to someone, they're more likely to listen to you. When you give respect to someone, they're more likely to respect you. Not 100% of the time, but that helps build rapport, helps build a relationship, and you're more likely to get what you're going after, or at least understand really deeply why that doesn't make sense or why there might be a better thing to do. This is Evan from Parasites.org. That's all I have for you today, and please put any follow-up questions in the comments. Hope you have a good, healthy day, and you get the testing answers you're looking for so you can move forward on your health and address whatever's ailing you. All right, take care. Bye.